Hey, it's Rick Quattro here. Let's talk about how we might add a Mini-TOC to a structured FrameMaker document. So the one thing that we tried, this is from a question on the list, we tried putting our cursor here and saying insert table of contents, and then you can see that these create Mini-TOC and delete Mini-TOC commands are grayed out. And I think that's because we're in a structured document, so it's not going to work. But there's another approach we can use, and that is to actually make a structured table of contents. So I've got one on the clipboard here. I'm going to paste it in. And basically what we want to do is we want to add something that we know will be valid DITA. So let me just double check this. I'm going to go to validate, bring this over here. And yeah, this is valid DITA. So let me show you how I did this. Basically, I created a new section above the other sections, and I added a title. And then I added an unordered list, and then for each entry I added a list item. And what you can see is that I'm just using a cross-reference here, so I'm going to be able to Control-Alt-click on this, and it's going to take me to the unordered list, and this one will take me over to nested list. So I'm going to use cross-references here, and this will make it a good list. Now there's other approaches we could use here, but I think cross-references would probably work fine. And again, you can format this differently, but the idea is to actually figure out how to automate this, and that's all we're going to do here. So let's collapse this down. And now that we have something valid, we need to figure out how to actually get this automatically in our document. So let's go ahead and delete this Mini-TOC section. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to save the changes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use XSLT, which is a WC3 language for actually transforming XML. And let me show you what this looks like. So if we go here, here's our DITA file. And let's just pretty print it here. And I'm in Oxygen XML editor, which you probably don't have. But this will just show you how this is actually done in the background. So there's our topic. There's our DITA topic. And what we've done is we've created an XSLT style sheet that'll actually add that table of contents. So let's see what it looks like here. Let's go here, and then we can use this to actually run our transformation. So if we click here, we'll see what it's actually done. So if we scroll up to the top here, there's our section. And let's see if that's the right thing here. Let's make this bigger. And you can see it's added a new section called Mini-TOC. And just to show you this, we'll actually open this. So let me save this. And we'll open this with FrameMaker so you can see it. So let's call this list TOC.DITA. We'll replace the existing one. And then we'll go back to FrameMaker and we'll actually open that and show you what it looks like. And you can see there's the result we're looking for. So the question is, how do we get that script to run automatically? So here's what we do. First of all, we want to figure out what kind of template this is here. And I'll show you what we can do here. We can go to the structure menu. We can say set structured application. And this is going to tell us that this is a lightweight DITA 1.0 topic. So we know that that's the structured application that we have to edit. So we just make a note of that, click cancel, and then we're going to go here and we're going to say edit global application definitions. Now we're going to get a message here because that's in our Adobe FrameMaker area, and usually you don't have write permission, but that's okay. We're going to open it anyway. So we're going to open it up, and then we're going to look for that application. So let's see if we can find that. So there it is right there. So it's lightweight DITA 1.0 topic. So we're going to copy that to the clipboard, and then we can go ahead and close this. And of course, it's not going to let us save it anyway, so we'll say don't save. And now we're going to open the other one. Now this one is a user application definition. This is in our 17 folder if we're using FrameMaker 2022. It's in the user folder, so we'll have write permissions to this. So initially when you open this, it's probably going to be empty. So we're going to go ahead and paste that in. And so now what we have to do is we have to make some changes to that. So let's open our element catalog, view panels, element catalog, and we can pull it out here because it's going to be docked. And what happens is when you open a lightweight DITA topic, what it'll do is it'll first look in this struct apps file. If it finds it, it'll use the properties that are in here. If it doesn't find it, it'll use that other file that we opened earlier. So it doesn't matter that we have two of them. We have one in here and we have one in the global. Now what we do is if we go down to the style sheets, we can add a pre-processing style sheet. And we tell it what style sheet we want, and this is going to be the path to that style sheet that we created. Now there's a nice variable we can put in here. We can say insert variables, and this will be the FM user directory. And so that's just going to show us where our user folder is for FrameMaker 2022, which is marked 17. And the reason we're doing this is that if we move this later on, if we upgrade FrameMaker, if we move this, this will automatically update to whatever number we're using, so we won't have to worry about that. So let's complete the path, and first of all, let's go back here to Oxygen and see what we called it. So we called it add TOC .xsl, and you can see from the little pop-up that we actually have a subfolder. And actually, this is the wrong copy. We want the copy that's in the 17 folder. So let's look at that. And I'll show you how to get there real quick. If you go to %appdata % and then hit enter, that'll take you to the roaming area, and then you go to Adobe, then FrameMaker, and then 17. And that gets us where we want to go. And what we've done here is we've created a folder called Carmen, and we've actually put the XSL file in here. This is the same as the file we were looking at. So what we want to do is we want to make a note of this path here. In fact, we'll copy some of this to the clipboard. Let's do it this way. Well, actually, we'll just copy this. This is easier. So we'll copy that to the clipboard. We'll go back to FrameMaker. And then we'll type in Carmen, which is the folder name, and then we'll do /, and then we'll paste in the name of the XSL file. So what will happen is when we open FrameMaker, when we open a lightweight DITA topic, that style sheet is going to run, and it's automatically going to add the table of contents. So what we can do here is we can save this. Now typically this will get read in at startup, at FrameMaker startup, but if we want to avoid having to restart FrameMaker, what we can do is go up to the structure menu, application definition, read application definition. So now that'll read that into memory, and we can go ahead and close it. And now let's close this list.dita, and let's see if it works. So we're going to go here, it's in our recent items, and we're going to click on it, and we're going to see what happens here. Now the first run of this takes a little bit longer because it has to load the XSL engine into memory, but after the first time it goes a lot faster, and you can see it's taken a while, and there it is right there. So that automatically added that. Now let's just show you that it will go faster. We're gonna close it without saving, and then we're gonna open it up again, and you can see that that opens real fast. Now let's prove to you that it actually works. Let's go here, and we'll add a new section. And in fact, we'll just clone this section here. Now the one thing we have to do is when we clone this, we're going to have to make these IDs unique, because you can't have duplicate IDs. So what we'll do is let's change the title for this new one, and we'll call this custom list. And then that way you'll be able to actually see it happen. And then we'll just double click on this ID, and we'll remove that. We'll remove that ID. Now what happens is if there's no ID on it, the script automatically creates it. So now let's save it, and let's close it, and let's open it back up. And you can see it automatically added the new entry. Now the only real issue you may have with this is it doesn't happen dynamically. So if I delete this section here, it doesn't automatically delete this until we save the file, close it, and then reopen it. So let's go ahead and do that. But I think that's a small price to pay. And we could do something with scripting so it would update automatically as you edit, but I think this is probably good enough. And again, the benefit here is that this is actually a valid DITA document, so you're not going to have any problems with that.